going on, EOP sports fans? It's your boy, Sal G. And we had a fun game at the ballpark today. Phillies win in extra innings 4-3 against the Nationals. They take the series. Doesn't matter whether they win or lose tomorrow, but we're going to still try to go for the sweep anyway. What's going on? Fun night. It's always fun when you get free baseball, right? And you're not up all night watching it and your team wins, and which the Phillies did. So it was a fun game. Great game. And before we kick it off, let's go ahead and thank all of our sponsors, the Streetlight Kitchen and Bar. Thank Cherry Injury Law Firm. Let's thank Sherry's Tickets. Let's thank Dolan's Bar. And let's thank PhillySportsTrips.com. Yeah, that was a fun game, guys. It really was. Fighting Phils, fight to the end. Good to see. A good team. This team right now, after 47 games, they have as many wins as the 1976 club, which unfortunately they had a good year that year. I wasn't alive at the time, but they had faced the Big Red Machine, who destroyed everybody during that time period. And they're also tied with the 1993 club, and we know what happened with them. Joe Carter. It's burned into my brain for the rest of my life, but it was a fun game. What you all think about it? I want to hear about it. Put it in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe so you can get all this great EOP content coming your way, and you can share it with your friends too. Let them know all about us. Love to have everybody joining us here. Hope everyone's doing well. Saturday night. Let's check out some of these comments here real quick. Elephant in the room. Nice win. Yes, it was. And Christopher Sanchez looked nasty. Yeah, that changeup was really working for him today. He pitched a hell of a game. Adam, what's going on, buddy? Phillies with that never say die attitude. It's awesome. You love it. You love to see it. When they're at home with that crowd, oh, man, those guys love each other, man. The crowd loves them. It's fun to see, man. All right, let me go ahead. And before we go any further, let's throw one of our great sponsors up here. Yeah, you heard us talk about this place before. We were there just last week, hanging out, doing pre- and post-game show of the Phillies, enjoying the game there, watching it on the big screen TV outside. Great patio area, nice spots there with the gas fire pit. So even if it's a little cool out there, you could still chill, have a good time. But hopefully we get some warm weather soon. I put out an APB on the sun. So if you see the sun, tell him Sal G is looking for him, and we'd like to see you back in the sky. You know, it's Memorial Day is coming up here, and it doesn't feel like it. I don't know where the sun is, and I also feel like every weekend it's cloudy, it's cold, it's rainy. So that's got to stop. We got to put an end to this losing streak with the weather, please. Give me some sun. But anyway, come on out to the Streetlight Kitchen and Bar. Go online to their website, streetlightdrexelhill.com. Make a reservation now, or you could just simply give them a call at 484-461-9823. They also have brunch available on Saturday and Sundays from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. with an extensive and amazing brunch menu. And they got some good food there. This isn't your typical hotel food, powdered eggs, stale muffins. They got some good stuff, homemade, fresh, really good food. I recommend cheesesteak egg rolls, and the cheeseburger sliders. Really good. Yeah, man. Let's get into this game. What can we say? It started off as a pitcher's duel. It really did. Both Christopher Sanchez and, let's give credit to the opponent there, Mackenzie Gore. They pitched great games today. Mackenzie Gore for the Nationals. He was an up-and-coming prospect with the Padres. He was involved in that Juan Soto deal. The Nationals got a bunch of players in return. They got Gore, C.J. Abrams. They got James Wood. So, I don't know if any of those players are ever going to equal who Juan Soto is, but they got a pretty nice haul, for a player that they were never going to re-sign anyway. They did what they had to do. They made some nice moves to improve their club. You might not be seeing it now, but the Nationals can be pretty, pretty interesting team in the years ahead. But anyway, I'm sorry. Let's go back to this game here. Pitching duel. Christopher Sanchez. He allowed 2 runs or less and that's going to be 6 of 9 games now because he only allowed 2, right? I'm going to make sure I'm not making that up. That is true. That is true. He only allowed 2 runs. So in 6 and 9 starts, Christopher Sanchez has allowed 2 earned runs or less. And coming into the game, he was 1-2 with a 4.97 ERA in 5 starts versus the Nats. And that ERA number went significantly down. Sanchez pitched a heck of a game. That changeup was working. And we'll get into his box score line, but he K'd a bunch of guys, kept everybody off balance. His changeup ranks as one of the best changeups in baseball. That's not a lie. Stuff Plus metrics show that. And he's been nice, man. I mean, really. Is your number 4/5 guy, whatever you want to call him? We could call him the 4 for now. Let's call him the 4 guy. Can't ask for more than that. So in the top of let me break down the game a bit. Top of the first, Sanchez gave up 1 run on 3 hits. So we're back to this. Oh, here we go again. 2 men on, and then after the first run scored, Sanchez got a double play and a strikeout to get out of trouble. And he had a couple of double plays to bail him out of trouble in this game. Yeah, I mean, they were both Sanchez and Gore were throwing strikes, pitching well. The Phillies didn't seem to have an answer for Gore. I couldn't wait till he got out of the game. And because he wasn't striking a lot of guys out, which is normally his calling card. Is a lot of Ks. He's kind of wild. He did have 3 walks in this one, but he only went 6 1/3 only. Right? I mean, 6 1/3 is good. He gave up 2 earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts on 93 pitches. So it was great once we knocked out of the game. Sanchez going to his line now. He went 7 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts on 92 pitches. I mean, you can't ask for a better performance from him. He really. I like the intestinal fortitude this guy has. He gets himself in trouble and he gets out of it. Now, what will separate him from good to great will be if he could stop. If he can limit that trouble to begin with. But the fact that he could get out of trouble, that says a lot for him, for his moxie. Give him a lot of credit there. Let's check out some more of these comments here. How about that Cody Clemens? How about it? The Phillies finally have a family member that's better than the other player. I'm kidding. He's obviously not better than Roger Clemens. They play different positions. Duh. Come on, that can't happen, right? But Cody Clemens is doing a nice showing. I mean, for all the crappy family members that the Phillies have had throughout the years, right? I'll go through this. I wrote this down, but that came to my mind. We had Mike Maddox. You probably heard of his brother, Greg, Hall of Famer. We had Jeremy Giambi. You probably heard of his brother, Jason Giambi. He won the MVP in the AL at least once, maybe twice. Yeah, we had Jeremy Giambi. Mark Leiter. I don't know if you remember Mark Leiter, but he was during the dark ages of the Phillies where they just stunk every year. Yeah, I watched all that baseball. I suffered through it. We had Mark Leiter instead of Al Leiter. We had Tony Gwynn Jr. instead of Tony Gwynn Sr. And we have Cody Clemens. Is he the best family member that the Phillies have ever had? I don't know. Let me know if I'm missing somebody. If we had a player that was a better player than a brother or a father or grandfather, whatever, that played on another team. I'd like to know. Daniel Berry says, yo, what's going on? Daniel, how are you, sir? Mike Laura, what's up, Mike? Mike Laura, he's on the EOP team. He does the PM in the AM. That show's on tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern time, so make sure you tune into that. And he's one of our hosts here on the Fightins Finals. That was the Fightins Final. I said that wrong. Adam saying Cody Clutch Clemens is fire and Stott is fire. Stott is fire. Stott is fire. Steve says, who sits on a splitter to win a game? That would be Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper does that because Bryce Harper's awesome. Steve saying Sanchez kind of owns the Nats like many other pitchers. Yeah, I mean, looking at his numbers, it didn't look like he owned them, but they might call him their daddy, his daddy now. Their daddy, his daddy. Adam's saying, when you guys going back to Street Light again? I don't know. Hopefully soon. Hopefully we'll be there soon. I don't have a definitive date, but I can't wait to head back there. Star Wars. What's up, Star Wars? Cody and Harper better be player of the game. Yeah, I mean, and Sanchez too, right? Let's throw him in there because if he didn't keep the game close, who knows? And Star Wars saying we now 4 games up. I'm guessing you mean the division, sir. I believe so. We have the best record in baseball. That is facts. All right, guys. You've heard me mention this before. PhillySportsTrips.com. Check this out. Baltimore next month, June 15th, 2024. 90 minutes down the road. If you're a Philly sports fan and you want to travel with your favorite team, then travel with the best. If you want to travel with the pros, then go to PhillySportsTrips.com. Philly Sports Trips has self-travel packages and full travel packages available with round-trip flights for Phillies, Eagles, Flyers, Sixers, and the Union. They even offer day trip for more local games. Go to PhillySportsTrips.com and sign up immediately, and you tell them EOP and Sal G sent you. And don't forget, Philly Sports Trips has all the away trips for the Eagles' upcoming 2024 season. Week 1 Brazil trip is sold out. But go ahead and check on all their other games. That schedule's out. I know there's some games you want to go out to. And check this out here. We got Chicago, another trip from Philly Sports Trips, July 3rd through the 7th during 4th of July week. There's going to be fun festivities there at Wrigley Field, fireworks, all types of fun stuff. Man, that's great. 4 days, man. Oh, that's a fun trip. 5 days? Do my math. But yeah, I think it's a 4-game series there. That'll be a good time. Make sure you check out Philly Sports Trips. All right. Let's go ahead and break down this box scores, man. Let's get into this. Yeah, it was a really fun game. Pitcher's duel. Like I said, it was pitcher's duel for the most part. Philly scored first in the bottom of the 4th to make it 1-0. And the National. Wait a second. Am I messing up here? I think I am. Hold up. First inning, my bad. Washington scored first. Washington scored first off of Meneses' single to left center, which scored C.J. Abrams. Then in the 4th inning, the bottom of the 4th, Stott grounded in a double play, and Harper scored. Unfortunately, double plays do not give you an RBI because that's like I guess a lazy RBI according to MLB. You don't get a stat. You don't get a ribby for that one. And then in the 7th inning, my bad. Top of the 5th, Abrams singled. Abrams had a heck of a game. He's one of the up and coming players. He was one of the guys that came along with Gore and that Juan Soto deal I mentioned. He singled. Young scored. And then in the 7th inning, the bottom of the 7th, Mr. Hot Stott homers to right center to tie the game up 2-2. This guy's been on fire. I'm so glad Thompson did not bench him for a right-handed bat, bench him for Merrifield. He listened to me. He must have heard me barking to say Thompson, because I haven't been critical of Rob, but you don't sit one of your hottest guys. I don't care what hand he bats. I don't care if he bats with his feet. You're playing this guy, right? You're playing him. And then in the top of the 9th inning, Winker singled, which scored Nunez and put the Nats up 3-2. And then the closer Finnegan came in. And then at the bottom of the 9th, Cody Clemens ties it up with 2 outs, home run. Guy, if you saw it on TV, I was laughing. I hope the guy's not hurt. I don't think he was hurt because he got right back up. But this guy, he just fell straight back. I guess he was trying to get the ball or do something. That was funny. Maybe he was just so excited that he just, leapt out of his seat. But he fell back, I guess, trying to get the ball or do some make a play for the ball. And that was fire. Seeing Cody do that, hit that home run, tie the game up. Oh man, it was good stuff, man. Marsh got on base on an outfield error, and what should we call it? It should have ended the inning. It should have ended the inning. Unfortunately, they couldn't do anything more with that. So then to the 10th we go. Free baseball time. Harper hit that sac fly to center. Like Steve said, he was waiting on a splitter, right? He went down and got it, and Rojas scored. Ghost runner scores. Phils win. And let's look at the Phillies hitters here. Uh, Top of the lineup, not really doing much. Again, Schwarber, he went 0 for 4. He walked 4 times. But, I know Schwarber's your leadoff guy. He walked. All right, I can't. You got to give him a pass, right? Merrifield did come in the pinch run for him late in the game. Realmuto went 1 for 5. Harper went 1 for 4 with a run scored and that game-winning RBI in the bottom of the 10th. Alec Boehm keeps hitting. He went 1 for 4. JT Realmuto also extended his hit streak to 10 games. That was great to see. And Bryson Stott, he is hot. He went 1 for 4 with a run scored, an RBI, and tied the game up with that home run. Nick Castellanos, 0 for 4. Ay, ay, ay. Nick, come on, buddy. We need you, man. Sosa playing short. And I tell you what, he didn't do much with the bat, but he played a nice hell of a play. Hell of a play by I don't know what inning it was, but he made a diving, or not diving. He made like a pirouette. Pirouette stop on a play, a spin and throw. I mean, basically the guy was at second base. He was playing short tonight. His range almost took him to second. Spin and throw the guy out. That was a beautiful play. I'm going to say this right now. As long as Turner is out, Sosa is your shortstop. All right. I know the late in the game they put Stott in, but I think Sosa's your shortstop. I think he's got a great glove, so you keep him there. If you don't want to face him, if Thompson does his stuff where he does his platoons, and when a right-hander's up, he wants to put Stott at short. All right, but Sosa's a better fielder at short. I mean, he's great there, so keep him there. He went 0 for 2, and then he got pinch hit for. And Cody Clemens, what a play there. Thompson putting him in late in the game to face a right-handed pitcher. 2 for 2, run scored, 1 RBI, and that home run. That home run that tied it at the bottom of the 9th to take us to extras. Pache, he went 0 for 2. Marsh went 0 for 2. Rojas went 1 for 4 with a run scored and a strikeout. And then I said we talk about our pitching lines already, so no need to go over all that again. But Sanchez was working it, man. Phillies bats came through clutch when we needed them. Great to see, man. Great to see. Check out some more of these comments here. Jeff what's going on? Wow, wow, wow. Awesome game. Yeah, it was awesome, Jeff. Mike Lauro, Bryson Stott continuing to produce. He's hot. Stott is hot. Hashtag Stott is hot, right? Stott learned a cheap lesson tonight on 6 under 3 double plays. Don't take your time. Phil Stifle, what's going on, buddy? Phil Stifle, he's got the morning show here with us Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 9:30. And he's also got Fairway to Heaven. I believe that's on Tuesdays at 11. If I'm wrong, Phil, please correct me. Phillies just can't lose. When you're hot, you're hot. Sometimes when you're hot, you get the lucky breaks go your way too. And it just, works that way. It seems like when you lose, the breaks go the other way. Oh, I just skip a comment here. Sanchez had a good fastball tonight. Yes, he did, Jeff. And he was able to pair that with this awesome changeup, and that was his finisher. Cody, Chris Fury, my buddy Chris, what's up? Finishing his story, taking it back to wrestling. I see what you did there, buddy. I got you. Steve saying I really couldn't believe he took his time with Rosario at bat. Steve saying Aaron Nola, how quickly we forget. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep. His brother was the catcher, right? On the Mariners. I can't forget. I remember his name right now. Stoddy the Hottie says Star Wars. Mike Lauro said we had Joe DiMaggio's brother too, Vince. Yeah, I don't remember Vince playing, but I'm pretty sure he wasn't better than Joe. But maybe I'm wrong. Steve with the pull, with the obscure pull. I don't know James Van Reamer greater than Trevor Van Reamer. Okay, all right. Star Wars saying so. We play the Rangers next. After this series ends tomorrow. Yep, I believe that they're on tap. Star Wars saying up in here, up in here. Yeah, baby, raise it up. The worst sibling, Steve saying the worst sibling narrative is an older one. Albert King, Mike Maddox, Jeremy Giambi, Alan Lemieux, etc. Eric Lindros is greater than Brett Lindros. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Appreciate that. Chris knows his hockey. Steve saying the Blue Jays have the child market cornered with Kevin Biggio, Bo Bichette, and Vlad Jr. Yeah, and all of those guys are living up to possibly being better than their dad. I mean, Vlad Sr. was a Hall of Famer monster. I don't know if Jr. would get there, but Kevin Biggio, he is not like his dad. I hope that turns around for him. But yeah, it seemed he showed some promise early on, but it looks like he just can't get it going. But Bo Bichette and Vlad Jr. look like players. Adam's saying Merrifield is playing average. I'd rather see Stop play every day. He's more consistent. Well, I'll tell you what. If Merrifield's just going to play mediocre defense wherever you put him, and he can't hit, he can't play. So he's fine as a bench bat. But I'm starting Sosa right now over Merrifield, and you're not taking Stott out. Nick Maton, greater than Phil Maton. Steve. I like Rojas as the runner in the 10th. Yeah, I believe because he was the last at bat in 9th, right? That's how the ghost runner works. Keith Primo better than Wayne Primo. Okay. Star Wars, we take the series. Yep. All right, Steve, you got me. Tim Worrell is not as good. Oh, less than Todd Worrell. All right, you threw me off. Kyle had a good game. Yeah, Schwarbs with the walks. All right, I'm not going to hate. Yeah, he did what he had to do for a leadoff guy. He really is taken to it. Again, a guy that's 40 home runs in the tank in his bat. Just watching him walk 4 times. I know, but he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's embraced the leadoff role, and good for him. I want home runs though. Casey Matthews less than Clay Matthews. Okay, yep, that is true. Yep. Elephant in the room. Sosa can really hit. Yeah, he can. He can. I think the thing is, I don't know that he's more than a platoon bat. I think he could be exposed, but yeah, against lefties for sure, keep him in. And an occasional at bat against the righty ain't going to kill you. And he's got good defense. So that good defense at short, I think trumps whatever you could do at offense. I mean, you need a glove there at short. All right, let's go into another one here. All right, everybody. We've talked about this a number of times. I'm excited for it. I hope you are. I can't wait to be there to see Mickey Morandini at Dolan's Bar. And he's going to bring his good buddy, his 1993 alumni pal, John Kruk. Yes, sir. Come on out and see John Kruk and Mickey Morandini at Dolan's Bar. Wiffle Ball Mania, Dolan Spring Classic. Saturday, May 25th, Dolan's Bar at 24 East Sellers Avenue in Ridley Park, Pennsylvania, 19078. That's right. Dolan's Bar is a bar nestled in the small town of Ridley Park. They are the quintessential Irish-American dive bar. For over 65 years, Dolan's has thrived because of one reason: The great patrons who are just like our family. Great music, great times, memorabilia giveaways, great drinks, great food. You never know when a former Philly sports icon walks through the door. Wink, wink. I'm telling you right now, there's going to be two of them Saturday, May 25th. And go ahead and tell PJ EOP sent you. Sal G says, "What's up?" All right. Let's see what else we got here. All right. Well, it's time for it's the Broad Street bottom line. And yeah, the Phillies are 33-14 and currently have the best record in Major League Baseball because the Yankees, it doesn't matter because we're a game up. The Yankees won their 32nd game. We were tied coming in. Now we're number one in baseball, everybody. Number one. Phillies won last 5 of their 6 games. They just keep doing what they're supposed to do. Fight. They fight to the end. They don't quit. There's no quit in this team. Credit to Thompson. Credit to the rest of the coaching staff. Credit for the players. They have each other's back. They play hard all the time. They have fun. That's important. You know, I was going back and 2008, the 2018 for me was very special because I never saw a championship here. I was not alive for 80 and I saw so much losing baseball over the years. So much crap teams and the team wouldn't spend money. Look, I don't know the economics back in the day, but I know now Philadelphia is one of the largest cities in the country. I think it's the 5th largest city, largest media market. I don't know how it was then. Maybe it wasn't, but I also think the owners were a little cheap. They didn't spend money on guys. You let guys like Scott Rowland go. I know Scott Rowland gets the hate, but they didn't want to pay him. And, you know, I know he was villainized, but I'm not 100% crazy about him. But anyway, my point is the owners didn't seem to care about putting a winning product on the field. They didn't want to spend money. Look, winning winning teams put butts in the seats. If the team stinks and the team doesn't make an effort to improve the team, why would people pay hard-earned money to come out? You're not going to do that. And not in these times, not where a hot dog costs $10, right? A beer costs 18. I don't know. That stuff's way too expensive. I'm going to the game tomorrow, taking the family. I bet you I'm going to drop 200. But I don't mind dropping it if you put a good product out on the field. So that's important. Mackenzie Gore, he gave up 3 earned runs or less in each of his 9 starts this year. Coming into the game, he was 1-3 with a 5.93 ERA in 6 career games versus the Phils. He's a good pitcher. We're going to see a lot of him in the next few years. So, let's hope we continue to have his number. Right now in baseball, right? And people talk about the Phillies, right? They don't play anybody, right? They're teams with losing records. Check this out. There's 15 teams in the National League. Only five teams in the National League have a winning record. That's including the Phillies. So if we're going to say they don't play anybody with a winning record, they all stink, right? They're not good. And the Phillies, whoever they're playing, they're beaten. So look, the Washington Nationals aren't great, right? But they are a wild card contender. They're playing close to 500 ball. We're going to have a tough test with the Rangers coming in. I know that. But that's going to be a fun series. I can't wait to see that. And the Phil's bullpen got this stat here. Phil's bullpen, first 25 games, 6.08 ERA, 30th in Major League Baseball. Last 21 games, 2.11, second in Major League Baseball. That's before the end of the game here, tonight's stats and all. So that might have changed a little bit, but that bullpen's really stepped up. Starting pitching staff stepped up, kept the Phillies close in the games, even when the bats aren't the best. The pitching is giving the team ample opportunities to win the game, right? And that's what you want to see. Phillies are 4-3 in extras this year. That's great to see. They win another series. Phillies only lost 2 games in a row at most. That was earlier in the year. That's it. They haven't lost 3. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'll bet somebody it's going to happen. But it ain't happening today. So let's enjoy it while we can. And, maybe we can get that sun to come out because I'm looking forward to that. Let's see some more of these comments. Tiki Barber and Rondé Barber both suck, say Adam. All right. Well, they were pretty good players. They were pretty good. Chris Fury says Rocky Gambino is greater than Bruno Gambino. That's correct. Mike Lauro, if you're watching still, and Pat Bernard, if you're watching, I used to be a backyard wrestler. Yeah, I was not in the independents, and I wrestled on mattresses. My name was Rocky Gambino, and I was paired with Bruno Gambino, and we were tag team champions of the world. Well, just the CWF, but that was me. And yes, I have shown my wife videotapes of me backyard wrestling, and she was not amused. But my friend said I wouldn't do it, and I did it. Right, Chris? I did that. Star Wars saying Cody can really hit major league pitching. Yeah, I said we need a left-handed bat, and David Dahl is crushing it right now in the minors. But Cody Clemens, they got a decision to make when Turner comes back off the IL because they got to send somebody back down. And I don't think you could send Cody back down because he's a left-handed bat we need. We did not have a left-handed bat. The only other left-handed bat we have is Garrett Stubbs. That's it. And he's our backup catcher. So come on now. Michael Papernick, what's up? Been a while. The Phillies closer by committee is going to bite this team in the ass sooner or later. As not one late inning reliever knows their role, and you have the mindset of a closer. Yeah, that is frustrating, Mike. I appreciate that comment. But I feel like you have a good idea of who your high leverage relievers are. So at the very least, you got Kirkering, Hoffman, Alvarado, and Strom, all jumbled up in that high inning, late inning reliever role. So yeah, you would like a definitive closer. I like that personally, and I think players they want to know when they're going to come up. But you look at Strom, that dude's just dialed in. He can go multiple innings. He can do whatever you need. I mean, that guy's a fireman. Kirkering, he didn't look, he was, a little off today. But Alvarado and Hoffman, it seems like I feel like Alvarado has been going up against the heart of the lineup more. Maybe I'm wrong there. I know Hoffman got the save yesterday. I don't remember if that was against the heart of the lineup or not. Thompson's decision could factor in on the handedness of the bats. I'm sure that comes into play. But yeah, I like to find roles personally. I think players do as well. They're creatures of habit. But we'll see how that shakes out. But you know what? We could solve that problem if we get Mason Miller. The A's are shopping him. I would trade the farm for him, literally. He could be our closer. We'll have him for the next several years. And everybody moves back a step. And you got your closer. So I say go in for Mason Miller. Steve saying the 93 Phil's OBP was ridiculous, 351. Wow, as a team, that's ridiculous. That was ridiculous. 702, that must be the winning percentage there, Star Wars. Jack Dwight checking in. What's up, Jack? Phillies need to accept that Stott is not a shortstop. Should have had his arm cocked before he tagged second. Yeah, before we got Turner, Stott was playing short. He was playing pretty well at it, but I like Sosa at short better. And while Turner's out, I think that's the play. Leave Sosa at short, keep Stott at second. If you want to spell Stott when he's cold, let's Stott run out this hot streak first, and then he can go. You can go ahead and put Merrifield in at second. 19 games over 500. Good, love to see it. Love to see it. Damn, Mike. Wow. Okay. No respect. What happened to Derek Hall? I don't know what happened. I just think Derek Hall is a quad A player. Maybe we'll see him again. He's probably doing well at AAA, but yeah, we'll see. Can Cody catch? Yeah, Chris, you know what? I don't know that he can, but he can play all around the infield, and I believe he could play left field as well. Mike, yeah, but which reliever has the mindset of closer? Right now, I mean, I think it's Alvarado and Hoffman. I mean, I think Hoffman can excel in the closer role. I think Kirkering is who they want to groom for that role. But if they bring in somebody else from another team, trade deadline or sooner, that might solve all our problems. Hoffman 7, Alvarado 8, or vice versa, and a closer. Works for me. Uh, Terrible pitch selection considering he throws 98, way too many sweepers. We talking about, is it Sanchez? It's all right, Mike. I'm better off not quitting my day and night job, right? Stott went lefty lefty. That's correct. And that was the first first home run Mackenzie Gore, who's a left-hander, gave up to a left-hander. So, you know what? Don't platoon Stott when he's going against lefties. Don't platoon him because he can hit lefties. Leave him in. Kid's hot. His own base percentage is through the roof. Let him ride the streak out, man. Let's do it. All right. Got another one here for you. All right, everybody. Great moments don't just happen. That happens with you in the crowd. Sherry'sTickets.com is easy to use and has no hidden fees. That's right, none. The price you see is the price you pay. Pay less, play more with Sherry'sTickets.com and get the tickets you want. Save even more by using the exclusive promo code EOP10 and share an experience that will live on. Don't pay hidden fees and save 10%. Why use any other ticket reseller and get those hard to come by tickets to the big game? If you need a more personal touch, you can always give them a call, 610-494-5050. Sherry'sTickets.com also has great theater and concert tickets that are hard to get your hands on. And remember, don't overpay with the rest and save with the best at Sherry'sTickets.com for that next great moment. Save 10% by using the promo code EOP10. Great moments start at Sherry'sTickets.com. Family owned and operated since 1946. All right, everybody, let's go ahead. And we're now going to round the bases. All right, in the top of the 10th, we have the Angels at the Texas Rangers, all tied up 2-2. Top of the 7th, we have the Tigers leading the D-backs in Arizona 5-2. And in LA, the Reds are playing the Dodgers, and it's at the bottom of the 4th, and that game's currently all tied up at goose eggs. And we have a final in New York. The Yankees beat the White Sox 6-1 at Wrigley Field. The Cubs win a pitcher's duel, 1-0 over the Pirates. And we have a final in Toronto. The Tampa Bay Rays beat the Blue Jays 5-4. And the Seattle Mariners beat the Orioles at their home park 4-3. And in San Francisco, the Giants clobbered those poopy Rockies 14-4. And a final in Miami in 10 innings, extras. We have the Marlins beating the Mets 10-9. That's right. Beat up on each other, you NL East teams. Do it. Final in 10, you're fighting Phils 4-3 over the Nats. And a final in Cleveland, the Guardians over the Twins 11-4. In Kansas City, the Royals beat the A's 5-3. And in Houston, the Brewers beat the Astros 4-2. And a final in St. Louis 7-2 against the White Sox. And the Padres at the Atlanta Braves was postponed. That game will be made up in 2 days on May 20th. That is your out-of-town scoreboard. All right, I see some more comments here. Make sure I bring up our buddy here, David R. Cherry. If you get hurt at work in a motor vehicle accident, personal injury, or affected by criminal law, you call David R. Cherry of the Cherry Firm. Cherry Law Firm is here to fight for you and get what you deserve. Cherry Injury Law is a dedicated, well-established personal injury law firm built on the promise of aiding the seriously injured throughout the state of Pennsylvania. If you've been seriously injured in the state of Pennsylvania by the negligence of another, and if you have questions for a Westchester media personal injury attorney, please don't hesitate to call. Call 610-565-0300 or go to cherryinjurylaw.com. Let David R. Cherry fight for your rights. Again, that number is 610-565-0300 or go to cherryinjurylaw.com. Let's check some more of these comments out. Michael says, well, the Rangers series will be interesting as it's Robbie, analytical manager versus Bochy, a baseball manager. It's going to be fun to see. It's going to be fun to see. And let's hope the Phillies pull it out. Chris Fury, that round the bases music reminds me of when Chet Steadman blew out his arm. That's a Rookie of the Year reference, friends. If you've never seen that baseball movie, I recommend watching it with your kids. That was a fun movie. I loved it growing up. Chet Steadman was played by Gary Busey, had a mustache. And yes, there was some heavy metal guitar riffs going when Chet Steadman blew out his arm. That was a good time. Jose, what's up, Jose? Phillies are playing amazing baseball at the right time against beatable teams. But that's right. You got to beat your beatable teams. Beat them handily, win the games. If they were losing against these beatable teams, we'd have a completely different narrative here in Philadelphia. We'd be talking trash about how much money that this team's payroll is, and how they're World Series contender, falling on their face. So the thing that they're doing now that they haven't been doing before, which is very important, is they're winning games in April and May. It's very important because, again, I mentioned this before, but they could go 500 the rest of the way and still win over 90 games. And that's an accomplishment. And that's a testament to starting off the season strong. So I'd rather be at the top of the mountain with everybody looking up at me than me watching everybody going up to the top and all you're seeing is the backs of everybody. So I'd rather be on top, having that pole position. I'd rather be number one. Great show, Sal. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate it. And thank everybody for being on with me tonight. I really appreciate it. More comments. Michael, the Phillies are winning games without just being a home run team. Yeah, you love to see it. I mean, they lived and died on the 3-run home run, right? They lived and died on it. When there's nobody on base, they try and go for 3-run home runs, right? That's what it seems like. Guys swinging out of their shoes, bats flying in the stands, guys dropping the one knee. Take what the pitcher gives you. Go for opposite field hits. Drive that ball up the middle. You don't have to hit everything out of the park. You really don't. Chris Fury, great show tonight, Sal, buddy. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody. Please follow me on X. I am at Sal G Philly. And please make sure you like, share, and subscribe because we love to get this great content out to you, your friends, your family. Really appreciate it. Helps us out. We want to put out good content. We have tons of stuff here at EOP: football, basketball, baseball, hockey, lacrosse, soccer, wrestling. Tons of stuff. Michael's saying, I've noticed the Phillies stealing more and playing more situational baseball. There's nothing wrong with that. Sack flies, advancing the runner. Maybe I'm old school, but home runs and strikeouts, that's all it is in a game. That's boring. I want to see stuff happen. I want to see like a plan. Kyle saying, what's up, Kyle? Been a Phils fan since I can remember, 1985-ish, and this season has been one of the most enjoyable so far. That's awesome. Awesome, man. It really is, man. They're throwing up some stats too in the game, like best record 1917. I think they mentioned the 1917 team, which all of us are way too old for that. I don't care how old you are. You weren't around back then. But Yeah, I mean, this team is really fun to watch, and it's fun to cover. I mean, who wants to cover a crappy losing baseball team, right? So I can't ask for anything more than this. And this is our upcoming lineup. Tomorrow, Matty B closes out the series with the Washington Nationals. Make sure you check him out. And here you go. Here's our lineup for the weekend. You see the Steel Steps at 9 a.m. Fighting's final with the Nationals tomorrow night after the game. Sunday, we got PM in the AM. My bad. Today's Saturday. All right. So to round out the week, PM in the AM, Fighting Final, and then we have all across all the time. Make sure you check those shows out. Support us. Support EOP. What am I doing here? I got to take that off. I'm getting better at this console stuff, right? Kind of. Jack's saying we'd like to see Kirkering add another pitch and become a starter. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I think they envision him as a closer of the future unless they bring somebody else. I don't know if he has the stamina for that. Maybe I don't. I like to think most bullpen guys are failed starters. That's how it used to be when I grew up watching it. Michael's saying I'm not a Rob guy, but it seems like he has adapted a little more baseball moves instead of analytics. Yeah, there's a fine balance there. I know analytics, it rules the day here in the current major league landscape, but you have to go by feel sometimes. Wow, you've been a Phillies fan for almost 50 years. Oh, you've seen a lot, Michael. Wow, I appreciate it. You've seen a lot more losses than I have. Adam's saying when the Phillies go down a run or two, I don't worry. They fight till the end. That's right. That's the namesake. Fighting's Phil. The Fighting Phils on the Fighting's final. That's right. With that, I'm going long here. I appreciate you, everybody, checking in with us. Hope you all have a great night. We'll talk to you next time. Take care, everyone. Peace. And see, I missed my cue again. I'll get it eventually. Later, everybody.